Before you watch this episode of our cityCURRENT radio show, I want to invite you to join cityCURRENT's e-learning and online personal development platform called GrowthCurrent. I'm Jeremy Park, host of the cityCURRENT radio show and CEO of cityCURRENT. GrowthCurrent is your exclusive ticket to attend virtual events with global thought leaders, national guest speakers, and experts who can help you grow personally and professionally. It gives you access to success secrets, lessons learned, learning modules, and so much more. Being online, you can join us from anywhere in the world. Subscriptions are only $8 a month, or you can do bulk subscriptions for your team. Check out growthcurrent.com to learn more and to join us in our efforts to power the good. And now, on to the show. Welcome back to the cityCURRENT radio show. I'm your host, Jeremy Park. We're honored to be with our next guest, Mark Yates. He is the president and CEO of the Black Business Association of Memphis. How are you doing, Mark?
Jeremy, I am in the best of health. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Doing well. So I had a chance to share the stage with you at the SHRM Tennessee conference and hear you talk about the good work that you're doing on your end. And let's dive in. For those that don't know kind of the history and the purpose and mission, give some context to the Black Business Association of Memphis.
Okay, the 30-second version, even shorter. BBA has been around since 1974 in its latest form. It was previously known as the Black Merchants Association. Prior to that, it harkens back to really about 1909, when there's always been some type of Black Chamber of Commerce. And so I'm the current president and CEO of that organization.
Give us a little bit, because obviously on your end, you do a lot, and we'll talk about a COVID relief effort as well on your end, but it's advocacy, it's support, it's counseling, it's networking. There's a lot to what you do. So start kind of unpacking the different lines.
Sure. So we are part of what's called the United States Black Chambers of Commerce. And that organization has about 130 other Black chambers of commerce across the country in various cities, anywhere you can think of, from Oakland to DC, from Chicago to Florida, down to Tampa, St. Pete, and Miami. So these organizations, including ours, we advocate for the advancement and growth of Black business and entrepreneurship. We provide or help businesses with access to capital. We help in terms of counseling. A lot of our organizations are partnering with other organizations, as we are, to help Black businesses in terms of just startup, to understand what's going on, and just a lot of just one-on-one as well as group dynamics in terms of group economics. And you can think of group economics as just focusing on how do we buy Black, or how do we just help people get to where they're trying to go.
Share from a larger context. Hopefully everyone understands the importance of the work you do in terms of, especially from Memphis. But I think, from your vantage point, when you talk about job creation, economic vitality, even things into crime reduction and safety, like all of that is from hope and opportunities and giving people a chance to succeed. And I feel like on your end, there's no greater than when you talk about Black businesses and individuals being able to start and control their own future. Sure. That's a huge piece of this. But talk about it from that context of the larger community and the ripple effect that you're creating.
Yeah, it's really important, especially in a city such as Memphis, in our community. Memphis, depending upon who you ask, and according to the 2012 census, is 65% Black. That's objective. That's not an opinion. That's just a fact. And so it's 65% Black people. And so when you have that concentration, and then one portion of the community, so to speak, only receives 0.083%, that's 0.83% of total overall revenue. So that's for let me break it down into an everyday nomenclature. For every $100 that white businesses receive, Black businesses are $100. Black businesses are only receiving 83 cents. So if we can improve what's going on with Black businesses in terms of increasing that amount just by 0.17%, that means getting it up to, a dollar, then what you do is you move the needle so much. You have a reduction in crime, you have education, you have healthcare, you have all your social issues, you have blight, you have real estate values, everything. So it's not one of the priorities. It should be the priority for our community to help to increase what's going on with Black businesses. And it's not a race thing. It just is a objective economic thing. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and I think that, to me, to your point, is it's about economic opportunity, sufficiency, and really creating a strong community overall. And I think that's, to me, the big picture of this that is really powerful of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Dive in a little deeper in terms of that support network, because when you talk about entrepreneurialism, it's teaching, QuickBooks and finance and accounting. It's also networking with opportunities. It's people and management and payroll. Like there's a lot of complexity to it, but it's also a lot of teaching and education, and also pulling in other resources and relationships to help. So share a little of that world of pulling all these pieces and resources together.
Yeah, there's a huge ecosystem of economic development people who are engaged in this business. That includes the minority business continuum. That includes the City of Memphis Office of Business Diversity. That includes Shelby County, the governments, everybody. That also includes Epicenter, giving them, our friends at StartCo. We work with all of these guys, and the list goes on and on and on. But the vestiges of slavery and Jim Crow and lack of access to capital and redlining, these things have momentum. They have momentum on them, and they have created this ongoing vestiges of what we want to call just economic subjugation for Black people. That's a fact. It's you can look at any academic study, talk to anybody. They're just going to depending upon how they think. We've got to really focus on it, and it begins here in our community. That is the importance of Memphis in the United States of America. That we have an opportunity to turn things around, and we will do it. So get on board, brother. Yeah,
absolutely. Give us what success looks like on your end. So talk about kind of how you grade success, and what does that look like on your end?
So let's define success in two categories. The first of which would be micro success. Micro success is taking an organization that perhaps does $10,000 in revenues. That's a caterer or a small boutique type of enterprise, and growing it to 100 or to $1 million, or to have $1 million in sales, and employing 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 to 15 people, or growing a business that is doing $100,000 and taking to $2 million or $1 million in sales. Looking at those things, that's micro success. Macro success is when you have the exponential effect of multiple businesses and multiple industries and multiple sectors within those industries, where people are thinking about, where Black people and all people are thinking about, okay, now I go to school and I get my education, or I get a trade and I go and I start a business, and that business supports myself and my family in multiple business sectors, in multiple industries. That is success. That is what success looks like, and it can be measured.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think what's powerful is when you look at beyond just starting the business as an individual or maybe a family unit, but then when you start hiring employees and you start building it, and all of a sudden then that grows and that creates that larger effect of now you're supporting many families. All of a sudden now you're going in a whole new direction of opportunity.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Talk about intentionality, because I feel like when, everything you're talking about is intentionality on your end to help, but it's also intentionality on our end as a community to provide opportunity.
It begins with awareness that we are here and we've been here and we hope to remain here in terms of as an agency, as an advocate of Black business. Check us out, send us a word, become a member. If you are a Black business, right now we've got free memberships through the end of the year. And we hope that people will opt in for a paid membership. That's intentionality. people pay for what they respect and what they appreciate, and they find a value in, and that's what we hope. We have numerous success stories, opportunities where we've helped people and or businesses, as we just talked about. What does success look like? We're a connector. We are a major networker and a connector. If I told you what my network and my contacts looked like, and as I said, before we were just talking about I had a phone call, and I took the call because there are people who I don't send a voicemail, and we need to talk. We talk to people directly in order to just make it happen.
What's something that you've seen around the idea of intentionality that has worked well, or a bit of advice when it comes to moving the needle, so to speak, and getting people involved in these conversations and getting them to engage and getting them to give opportunities? What's been something that you've seen that has worked well in that vein?
A couple of things: follow through on both sides, and being intentional about your follow through, and preparation. Preparation would include just when you go into it, likening to this interview that we're having. I filled out the form so that we had a format. We've already met each other. And so just understanding where I'm coming from, where you're coming from, so that when we do meet and talk, we can advance, and we can advance in terms of the conversation and the actions that we're taking. Also, if you look at the people who are in this space or this industry, from government, all the way from the federal to the state to the local, the county, and the city municipal level, really being thoughtful about, okay, let me come in every interaction with somebody from the standpoint of, this is where I really start. And anybody who really knows me knows this. I love to listen. I have 2 ears, 1 mouth, but I like to listen and understand from people. And also, I come in at a level set, which is at a point of curious and interested. And so if I can start there, I can listen to what you have to say until you prove otherwise, that but that's not normally the case from a solemn and tender individual who is really trying to make a difference.
Talk about, on your end, the COVID-19 Relief Fund and Beauty Week. So kind of tie all these pieces together in terms of, let's start with the Relief Fund.
Yeah. So what we looked at, we had started, it kind of ran like this. We tried to do a beauty week here this past spring of 2020, but you know how that went. So we weren't able to do it because of COVID. And then we tried to do it we were thinking about, postponing it to the summer. We moved it to the fall, and then we said, okay, let's just do a virtual beauty week. So we had started the planning process, and we were doing all these things, and not coincidentally, we get a call from the city of Memphis, from the mayor, and he asked us if we would be willing to do the barbers and the cosmetologists and all your personal care workers. There are about 8 different classes of workers. They had $1.2 million, and they asked us if we would distribute that money in the form of $300 grants to people working in the personal care industry. So we already recognized that personal care, and that includes barbers, aestheticians, hair braiders, nail technicians, cosmetologists, makeup artists, personal trainers, and massage therapists. So we lobbied hard to get makeup artists and personal trainers added to that list. But what we realized that these are industries that people work in, earn a living, do their thing, and help a lot of people. But so for the least of my brothers, what you do for them, you do for me. There was a young man probably about 2,000 years ago who said that. And that is, to the point of, these were the guys and gals who were last thought of in terms of COVID relief. So your barbers and, nobody had a haircut for, 3 to 6, weeks for a period of time. I know I just got my haircut. So it's, we're doing that. And it's, you can apply on our website. The one caveat, you have to be a resident of the city of Memphis. We are in the process of getting this money on the street as we speak right now. I mean, we're doing it through Venmo, through PayPal, through Cash App. We're doing some ACH. So we have $300 grants. Go to bbamemphis.com. That'll be the first thing that comes up on our splash page. So, and Beauty Week is just, something that we started it's at Virtual Beauty Week, but we've had everything from, yoga by Libby on a virtual, we've had fitness, dance fitness by Monique Walker, men's health, which was Eric Cook. He's done some activations for us. We had a couples workout by Zoe and Brianna. We've had Tai Chi by Miss Fitness Diva. Here's the deal too. I've been able to participate in all these things. My energy level, let me tell you what, my energy level has gone from like the lowest of the low to up to whatever, in all of these things, from the yoga to the dance fitness to the Tai Chi. The Tai Chi was awesome, good brother. I mean, it just, so those were part, and then we've had makeup. We've got makeup activations, tutorials that are scheduled. We've got a fashion show that we're planning, hopefully on Thursday, the 19th of November, pre-Thanksgiving. And see, these things, it's the business of beauty. Beauty is a multi-billion-dollar business locally. Last thing I'll say, and I hope I can say it really quickly, is that what we recognize is due to COVID, there was about a $1.2 billion net economic drain from the Black community in Memphis. And it's real easy to calculate. You take 36,000 Black businesses, and there, according to the census, there are 26,000 white businesses. And if you do an average payroll for, say, a 3-month period or 12-week period of about $30,000, 30,000 times, I guess the number again is 36,000 plus or minus. It's about 1.2 billion. The United States Census again came out and said it was really about $2 billion. That's cash money that will not be regained in our community due to COVID. So real numbers, again, objective, but that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and it really opens the eyes, hopefully for everyone in terms of the challenges and yet the opportunities of coming together and the importance of that. And I think that's a big piece of this. Wrap up on your end, 2 questions. One is, what's something that you wish everyone knew about BBA of Memphis?
That they can join right now, level set, that they could join through the end of the year for free. And that we will begin to have our virtual membership meetings next year after Jan 1, and that we're taking it to a whole new level. And
then the last one is the easy one. You mentioned it before, but talk about how to reach out. So website, social media, how do we get in touch?
So our website is bbamemphis.com. Our IG is BBA Memphis. We have our Twitter is BBA Memphis. Our Facebook page is BBA Memphis. It's just straight across the page, or excuse me, the board. So yeah, we're here. We're definitely here.
You make it easy. Well, Mark, thank you for all you and your team do. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you for coming on the show.
Appreciate you, Jeremy. Have a good day.